we'd like to first know about your guitar, like where you found it, have you named it, if you have, what's its name.
This is my guitar. Her name is Dakota. I also play cello, and her name is Daisy. But I've been playing cello for 14 years and guitar for about 10 or so. I got this one off Marketplace, so it's not super special, but I love playing nylon guitar. Classical is my favorite. And yeah, I normally songwrite on guitar and I arrange with my cello.
So this is actually a newer guitar. I got it maybe 6 months ago. I've been wanting a Gibson for a long time, and it's definitely a splurge item, but I'm glad I bought it. And technically her name's Mabel, but I don't really call her that very often. Maybe if she's misbehaving. Mabel. No, she doesn't misbehave often. I had a Taylor guitar, but it cracked and didn't really hold tune as well, so it was like frustrating. But yeah, so I saved up and bought this guy.
I have other guitars. There is no favorite. I was at a point naming them, and then I kind of stopped. My day feels much better when I play as many of them as possible. I think when I was younger, I used to want to name them very quickly, and now I don't know that I name them as I'm not sure. I don't know that there's a right or a wrong. All hail the arbitrary.
No, I don't really name my guitars, but this is a Gibson LG2. It was made in 1964, I think. I think it's a 50s. Okay, I don't remember. This is a Gibson LG2, and it's either a 1958 or a 1964, and I bought it at a music shop in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was driving through, and I had been looking for one, and I just called them while I was driving from Buffalo, New York, my hometown, to Nashville. I was like, "Do you have a Gibson LG2 between these years?" And they said no, and then he called me back and he's like, "I actually found one. I think there's one somewhere here." So I went. It's a 4-story shop, and it was like in the tallest story. It was all dusty in the back of the room, hidden, and it's an awesome guitar. It's really great. A lot of my friends are very envious of it, but it sounds great. I record all the time.
No. These are hard.
What's the most embarrassing moment you've had on stage?
There's no embarrassing moments on stage. Probably wearing leather pants as a 6th grader in a musical. But I don't know that I felt embarrassed. I think I'm embarrassed now, looking back. If that makes sense.
I'd say a moderately embarrassing one that I can think of is when I was in Minneapolis. I was driving. I saw a sign that said St. Paul. I fell asleep. Was sleeping for a couple hours, and then we went to go load in our stuff, and we played the show, and I was on stage, and I was like, "What's up, Minneapolis?" I was like, "What's up, St. Paul?" Because that was the last sign I saw. And the lights went off, and people booed, and it was great. I haven't been back since.
Okay, this is what's the most memorable thing that's happened to you during a performance. Oh, I read it wrong, but I'm going to answer it the way I read it. This is not a musical performance, but when I was in 8th grade, I went to a murder mystery party and I crowd surfed, and I'm gonna count that as a performance. That was very memorable. I don't know if I knew I was the murderer at that point, but I was the murderer.